In this video, we will see how we are going to do the project one. After completing all these sessions in this gap, we will be doing a project in between going forward with the other topics. So in the project one, you will be creating a dashboard which empowers mission-driven organizations to harness the power of data, and the visualization you create will be used for a social change. So the data is completely related to the social change, and the visualizations and the insights that are coming out of the data should be really useful for the organizations. So the data we have here is like women related to science and mathematics fields. They are called STEM fields in shortcut STEM, that belongs to science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So women are actually very lagging in this science and mathematics throughout their education. So they are kind of limiting their training and options to go to these fields. So is it because of the lack of knowledge? Exactly. I mean, totally no. But the fields are not completely available for women in all the locations, or the jobs are not completely available in that field for women. So this data sets will actually contain the data about the women who graduated in years like from we have a data set from 2000 to 2015. We have all the women data who graduated from different fields, and we have the employed persons data, and we have STEM jobs by education and salary comparison. We have a four tab sheets for the data, and I will explain you how to actually do our visualization, and how do you need to think whenever you're doing the visualization. So this dashboard which you are preparing should address all the major gaps from the data which are related to the women and STEM fields. So we also have the data comparison with the men and how women are actually lagging behind, and you have to pull some insights from the data set to throw that to the organization saying that okay, we are actually lagging at this point. And going to our dashboards, the general requirement for this dashboard is it should actually look like an article. I will just show you how this article Tableau dashboards will look like. We will go to the gallery of Tableau. Just go to the gallery. And if you see here, you can get a gist of how Tableau dashboards can be made in different formats. Our complete aim goal for this project one is it should look like an article. If you see here, an article will have the text content also with all the possible visualizations and with all the insights. If you see here, if you look at this dashboard is not at all looking like a dashboard. It's looking like a blog or a newspaper, let's say an article. So it says the Global Entrepreneur Monitor is the largest survey. You just include some text. Okay, you just throw some KPIs. This is a sheet, but if you see here, this doesn't look like a sheet, and they are writing something after the sheet of what it is and what you should take out of it. So it includes all the percentages, it includes all the text and possible visualizations wherever needed. And if you see here, they also included some infographics to the article, and they beautifully embedded the visualizations along with the text. If you see here, we have a pie chart as well, the donut chart as well with the related text. These are kind of article dashboards, and they will look like a complete newspaper or a page, but not like a dashboard with all the visualizations and the KPIs shown here. This is whatever you're seeing here. The human resource dashboard is completely looking like a dashboard, but our aim is completely make the dashboard to look like an article. Okay, let's see. This is actually quite interesting. And if you see here, they're talking about the melting glaciers, and they included all the percentages, set them in bold and big, and they wanted to show that to the high level a point of view. And if you see here, this is a visualization, this is a visualization, and at the back end they have a map, and they wrote something on the dashboard to understand what is what. So this is the kind of visualization I'm expecting from you. when you're working on the dashboard with our data set, I just threw up on some few questions, but you are most welcome to come up with more insights of whatever you find in the data. So this is how an article looks like. You got the point, right, of how the article should be. And our business requirements are actually the title should be like women in STEM fields. So the dashboard title should be women in STEM fields. So our first view or first cut should be a pie graph. But I also taught you about how you can do a donut graph. You're most welcome to do a donut graph also. You can go with the pie chart or you can go with the donut chart. It's completely your wish. And we are building a pie chart for the women in this particular four fields. So this you have to build a pie chart for this four fields. And if you look at the data, if you see here, we have 5 tabs with all the data. And if you just go with the first tab, we are seeing the women graduated from different years in different fields. The second one is we have all the employee persons data. We have how many total employees in each field and how many women are there in that field. I mean, we are also looking at the ethnicity of the populated employees, and you can see their occupation here. And the third tab is profession working in the same majors, like they studied there and they're actually employed there. We are showing the percentage of how men and women are in that particular major, I mean, studied in that particular major and doing the job in the same major. So the fourth one is the STEM jobs according to the education. We have the percentage, we have the STEM jobs availability, and we have the people number. How many are actually graduated from that particular profession? If you see here, high schools, some school, college, bachelor's, master's, and professional doctoral degree. The last one is we are talking about the salary gap between men and women, and we are also seeing the ethnicity in here. So this is the data we have, and the first question is related to the pie graph of women, where we have to get the women working in this particular fields. You can find the data from this five fields, and I'm just leaving it to you to find it where, because data analyzing is one major part that whenever you face a question, you need to go and understand the data first. You need to pick up where the data is actually, and you need to pick up each column and row to actually answer that particular question. So I'm just leaving it to you to understand the data. I just explained what we have in data, but to the question where to go, which tab to use is completely coming from you. So this one is a pie graph from these four fields. And the question is, you have to build this visualization. And the question is the trend of percent women graduating in computer science and engineering from 2000 to 2015. So the next one, the first view is this pie graph, and the second one is you have to show the trend of a percent of women graduating in these two fields from 2000 to 2015. So the next one would be it should be a text after the graph. So we're writing an article, right? So throwing up text is like lot of looking like an article. You can actually come up with your own sentences as well to describe the dashboard also. It's completely your wish, and the text sentence should be you should be answering this question: what percent of women are graduating from STEM majors, computer science and engineering by 2015? So you have the trend of percent of women already, and the question is, what percent of women are graduating from STEM majors? So the next one would be a bar graph of what percent of women are in STEM jobs by education in which field. You should show the education and you should show the percentage of women in that education who are doing in the STEM jobs. So this one is actually coming up. I'll just give you a hint over here. You should use a table calculation to pick up the entire population, and in that you need to pick up what number of people are working in that particular education. You have to divide it with by complete population. So this will be done by a table calculation. I can give you a hint over it, and you have to come up with a percentage of women based upon the education, and you can show it in a bar graph. So the next question would be the text again. What percent of women are in health related jobs with their master's education and professional doctoral degree? You have to go with these two degrees and come up with the percentage of women which are working in the health related jobs. The next thing is show a cross tab of men and women working in the related fields of their education. You should cross tab is just look like a pivot. It's like looking like a data table, and you should show men and women working in the related fields of their education. So in the cross tab, you have to come up with a percentage. You have all the values, but you should show them in percentage. You should also show the symbol over there. That's a main thing we have to show it in the cross tab. Just come up with an idea of how you can show with the symbol with when you already have percentages coming up from the data. Okay. And the next one would be it should be a text after the graph. Again, a sentence. What percent of women are working in computers? Who majored in computers? What percent of women are working in engineering jobs? Who majored in engineering? So these two are actually the same kind of questions, but you do have a different field. You have to come up with the percentage of women who are working in computers, but they also majored in computers. You have to come up with a percentage of women who are working in the engineering jobs who are majored in the engineering education. So you need to look at the education and also you need to look at the field they're working in. So the next graph would be a comparison graph of all. You should show all men and women salaries by ethnicity. For the comparison graph, you can come up with your own graph, but you should show all the values perfectly. Whenever you're presenting the data, just check that your value is not hiding anywhere. Okay, your value is completely showing up with the number seen on your dashboard. So this comparison graph should be having all numbers, who men numbers and women numbers. This is related with the salary and you should show it by ethnicity. So I'm not particularly saying which graph are you using it, because we have two dimensions over here and you have to come up with an idea what kind of graph would fix with this question, and you have to come up with a good visualization showing all the numbers perfectly. Okay. And the next one is again a text sentence, a frame a sentence. What is the difference in salary in Asian women and men? So you need to go up with the ethnicity of Asian and you need to find the difference between the men and women in that particular ethnicity, and what is the difference throwing up at the number. And also if you are okay with calculating the percentages of how much difference is the percentage, because you also have the all number over there, you can also come up with a percentage difference in the women area. You can also throw numbers and you can also throw percentages. So this is all our project about. We had some questions, we had some visualizations, and we have some insights. So all the questions you will be answering should actually look like an insight. Let's say you're telling that okay, I see this much of gap between men and women in this particular ethnicity, and we need to work on that kind of. You should throw some insight from that question. So I just prepared all the questions, but whatever you're answering should be like an insight. So it should be like a text format, and please come up with the formatting options. You can use any color of your own as a background color, but please make sure that it is not completely vibrant. Let's say just use warm colors and presentable to the final user, and pop up with some in throwing the insides. Whenever you're showing the insides, make the number big so that the number will be bolding out very particular, like they can see the number right away whenever they're reading the text. So whatever percentage or whatever number you're giving in the text format, so make the number bold and give some color to it, particularly to that number or the percentage. Okay, and you can come up with your own text in this dashboard. You can write even something from related to any other articles. Let's say Wikipedia. You can grab some information over there and just explain how actually women are lagging behind and what can be the possible scenarios. You can come up with the text, not a visualization or anything. You can come up with some text and just you can give the business users or the organization an understanding of what is the problem actually, where are we facing that problem, what can be the possible things that are in between that fields or in between the women are facing, etc. You can throw some text here over there to make the visualization look good better. And after completing your visualization, just to publish into your Tableau public account, and you can share the links with us, and we can review and give some feedback of how was the dashboard looking, or how you came up with the insights. Are they looking good, or you can come up with some more insights, or whatever the formatting changes you have used, and how is your dashboard looking to your final end user? Is it compelling? Is it attractive? Or is it completely taking the interest of your end users? And you can also see how many people are actually visiting your dashboard whenever you publish on it. You can make it feature on the Tableau website, and you can get them insight on what you can do on the coming topics if you just follow the feedback. And we can do that in our second project. We can take that to our second project as well. So this is all about the project, and we also have the data available, and we had this instructions here, and you have to follow along with the instructions. And with the data, you need to pick up the data, you need to analyze it. You also have the ability to edit the data if you want, into different formats or into different views. Like we have the data for you, but if you want to edit the data, it's completely under your wish. I mean, you just have to connect the data and work on it. But if there is like a prepping issue or a cleaning issue, you can go ahead and do that. That's your wish completely. So and please concentrate on what the filters you are using, because we kind of have so many questions where you will be writing a text, and you have to insert the number over there. Just remember, whenever you're giving insight, the insight should be dynamic, right? So whenever you're writing a text and you have some kind of number which is there popping up, that number, even if your data updates at the backend, that number should change. That is the dynamic insight you're giving to the final advisors. So whenever you're framing a text sentence, wherever there is a space for the number, use the sheets, not the text. Build this number inside the sheet, use proper filters, use proper formatting, use proper font or color, everything, and just hover your sheets on the text format. Or you can even write your text inside the sheet. The text will be constant, that will be static, but the number will change, right? Even if your data is updated at the backend, the number will change. You can even write the text inside your sheet in the text box and just put the sheet on the dashboard. So make sure you're not completely writing the number also. Number should be dynamic, and all the content you're writing in the text format should be inside your sheet, so that the text whatever you write will fix there, but the number changes. So that's how you have to work with the text sentences. And do not just answer them like a multi-questionnaire tick mark or something like a one-word answer. Frame a sentence from the question. Okay, this many percentage of people are working in the computers, and they also measured in the same field, kind of. And do not throw up with the exact same question over there. Just come up with a sentence and frame the sentence like an insight, like you are telling that sentence to the final end user. That's what you have to do. And give some visualization. You can place it side by side. Okay, this is the visualization I worked on, and this is the question I'm answering. And like this is the insight I'm giving. Let's say insight. Whatever question I have over there can be an insight for the final advisor. So this is the visualization. We analyzed the data. We came up with this is how it is looking like, and you can frame a sentence. Okay, this is a sentence, and this is the insight. This is what we are actually looking at. You can come up with that. So these are some hints from my side, and you can follow along the data and the project guidelines, instructions, and come up with. I'm just hoping that you would come up with some innovative and creative visualizations. Please follow along the Tableau gallery. You may come up with some presentation insights from them. because that is completely different. You can't copy the complete dashboard. You can come up with some innovative designs. Too much welcome to create all the innovative designs, even in the visualizations. So, people, all the best, and do some creative, innovative visualizations on me. Thank you so much. Bye.